Three, two, one. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Try Hard Podcast. Oh shit! I almost fucked up my words right away. Welcome to another episode of the Try Hard Podcast. It's me, your boy Garza. Listen, guys, this is actually a late night podcast for me. I should be in bed right now. All right, my kids are sleeping, my wife's sleeping. Probably gonna get yelled at for even talking too loud, but whatever. Um, you guys know what I like to do with this podcast, right? I've given you interviews from different people, players, pro players, organization owners, everything, anything with Call of Duty, we talk about here. All right. One of the biggest problems that it's kind of has faced the community in the last 2 years is just hacking. People getting accused of hacking. People getting accused for things that they've done or maybe they haven't done. Just the last 2 days, there has been kind of a thing going on Twitter and in the COD community. Period. Your boy Doug Censor, all right, shout out to Doug. Your boy Doug Censor decided to accuse somebody of hacking, all right, and I seen all this happen in the timeline, and he gave up one piece of evidence that to me wasn't really a good piece of evidence. And I seen a kid, a player, just being attacked on the timeline, and the shit kind of bothered me because I don't like seeing that, and I don't like seeing someone being attacked without having any kind of way to defend themselves. All right, so I got him on here today. All right, or I should say tonight, just so we can hear his side of the story. All right, we know Doug has a huge platform. All right, so we got him on here just so that he can speak to you guys face to face. No more texting, no more tweeting, none of that shit. You guys can actually hear who he is, hear his voice, see that he's a person, all right? And we can kind of get his side of the story. So everyone for the podcast, please welcome Maverick, aka Vizatox. Look him up
What's
on Twitter,
up?
Vizatox. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm chilling. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You know, it's been a weird couple 2 days for you, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely weird. Definitely weird.
So before we get into the thing that everybody wants to even hear us talk about, I wanna get to know you just a little bit, just to kind of understand how long you've been competing, what your goals are, and as far as in Call of Duty, and just how we got to this point. So how old are you right now?
I'm 19 years old.
19. So how long have you been competing? For two
I've been
years?
competing since Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3. All right. Um, what? Let's say, okay, you've been competing for since Black Ops 3. As far as competing, what's your overall goal? Are you doing it for fun? Are you doing it because you actually want to do something with it, or what's your overall like goal and reasoning for competing?
My overall goal and reasoning for competing is pretty much to make it a full-time career and to go pro and to be in a higher position of gaming than most. And I know it's a pretty big goal too. So
Yeah. Well, um, so I see you got a CMG head on right now. Do you do a lot of chows and shit like that?
all the time.
So would you say that you're you're someone that's been involved in the community as far as online competition? You're not somebody brand new.
Definitely not. No, I'm
Okay.
definitely not someone brand new.
Okay. So now let's fast forward to, because I don't want to get into your too much personal stuff with you, just because I see what's going on the timeline. I see fans of certain players kind of attacking you. And listen, I've been there. I've had my share of bullshit on the timeline, and it gets nasty. So when you're in this position and in this situation that you're currently in, the less information you can give people as far as your personal life, the better. You know, so we're not gonna get too much into, but overall, you're our competitor. You've been competing since BO3. You're not somebody new, and let's get into really why you're here. All right, so let's break this down. Leading up, leading up to the cup, the team you had. Have you guys been playing together for a while? Have you these guys or is it a pickup squad? How? Tell me how that team kind of got together.
Okay, so the team that I have right now consists of Manny, Roman, and Passion.
Mm.
That's a team that I've had for a good bit now, so ever since Cold War. I'm gonna say around the middle March of Cold War.
Yeah.
We formed and we formed off of doing chows first, just like to see how everything goes, build the chemistry a little bit, see if they're a good fit,
Yeah.
and we just progressed from there, got better and better, and we are like, yeah, we could definitely make this a team,
Yeah.
you know.
So when leading up to that this past weekend's cup, have you guys been grinding together like have you guys actually been putting in the work to do what you guys did as far as beating a team like that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did. We've smacked out multiple scrims leading up to the cup, and then cup arrives, and we get right into it.
So when hold on a minute. When you guys did what you did, were you guys surprised when you guys beat that team? Were you surprised, or was it like, well, we kind of expected this?
Mm, we were very surprised that we were gonna beat that team because, like, you know, you have that like feeling in your gut. You know what I'm saying, when you're playing like someone that has a more known name than you. You know what I'm saying, especially like someone like Censor. You're gonna go in that cup or go in that match feeling like, oh man, I don't have a shot at this. Something like that. Because he has a very long track record of just beating. Yeah, if I can remember, he's like a 1 or 2 time champion or something like that. And yeah, I mean, we just went in there with our heads up high and we beat him. Simple as that.
Who was his team? Do you remember his full roster?
Uh, I don't remember his whole roster. I remember there was a guy named Littlefoot,
Little,
obviously Censor,
yeah.
and Teskey.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Littlefoot and Teskey are pretty well known players.
Yeah,
Um, so you guys ended up beating them. What was the map count?
the map count was 2-0, but we beat them 250 to, I believe it was 232
Okay,
on first match, and then second map was S&D. We beat them 6-5.
6-5. Okay, so there was two close maps. It wasn't like
Yes.
you guys blew them out, or they were close maps.
Yeah, it was very close, very back to back.
And
there was a lot of sweat dripping down from our faces. I'll tell you that.
what round was it?
Round?
Yeah, what round?
What round that all this stuff started happening?
What round did you play center and co?
Oh, second round.
It's like, oh, okay, so right in the beginning, right in the beginning.
Yeah, we beat out this first team and then instantly played them.
How did your first team? How did the first match go against that first team in the first round? Was it pretty easy or?
It was decently easy. I'd say like it was. I'm gonna say it was like mostly an average cup team.
Okay,
So
so
it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard.
okay, like a pro point match, pretty much.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you
Okay.
go. Pro point match.
So no offense to those guys. No offense to those guys. So how did when you played Censor's team? How did you do as far as individually? Were you like dropping crazy numbers, or how did you do?
Uh, I'd like to say that I dropped above average numbers on the HP. I was struggling a little bit in the beginning,
Okay.
but then I picked it back up through the match, and then going into S&D, I was on fire. I was ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And I dropped like, what was it? I think I dropped like 9 or 10 kills.
Okay, not a trigger. So you dropped a nice number, nothing like
Nothing
extraordinary or
too
anything.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So so that performance against those guys, I mean, have you had performances like that against good players before, or was this like a one-time thing?
No, no, no. I've had performances like that against other good players. Some other pretty big names that
S-
I'd say.
So it wasn't like your teammates were like, "What the fuck? You've never done this before." It was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you had a good game." That's it.
Yeah. We had our heads up and we were ready for it. That's all that it came down to. We were just ready.
Now, so the first map was the HP, right?
First map was HP. Yes.
And you guys beat them 250 to 230 something.
Yeah, I believe that's the score, but I'd have to go
Yeah.
back and
So
see.
after the first map, did any of them hit you up and say, "Hey, can you hand cam or something?" Or did anybody hit you up and ask you for any kind of like monitor camera or whatever?
All right, so how
How,
that all worked out
yeah.
is basically when we beat them, they were saying this whole ordeal about how we weren't streaming and stuff. So we asked the admin. I don't know the admin's name, but we asked the admin, "Do we have to stream in the cup?"
Yeah.
The admin replied, "No." So we said, "Okay, this is good." But because upon request, they are requesting us to stream, we had no problem with monitor camming and streaming, so we did it.
So they asked you, and you said, "Let's see if we were supposed to do that." And then
Yeah.
the guy said you don't have to, but you guys said, "Oh, we'll do it anyway."
Yes.
Okay, so you guys pretty much agreed to their request to stream, monitor cam, whatever.
Yes.
So you did that. At when you guys said, "Yeah, we'll do it," what was their reaction?
They were just like, all right, throw them up. That was their reaction. Like, all right, throw them up then. And
Okay.
we threw them up, and we told them about it. We said, all right, here's the links. We put them down in the chat room that's on the game.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they even tapped into the stream to look and see if we were streaming or not. But hey, I mean, we were streaming, so we threw them up as they wished.
So did anybody on your teammate? Did anybody on your team like was anybody on your team hesitant? Like, was anyone like, nah, you know what, let's not do that, or was it like right away? All right, let's do it.
No, it was right away. Let's just throw up the streams.
Okay, we got nothing to hide, right?
Yep, nothing to hide.
So you guys do that. Were you monitor camming or well, how?
Both my teammate and I. Okay, so we have Roman and Passion that are both on consoles,
Yeah.
and me and my buddy
Wait.
Manny
So
were on PCs.
two of you guys are on PC, two of you guys are on console.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys do that. You comply to their request to monitor cam, whatever, blah blah blah. So then you guys play the S&D. What was the final score of the S&D?
6-5.
60.
We beat them 6-5.
So a close map.
Yes.
Did you guys lead the entire time? Was it like trading rounds with each other?
We were I believe leading 5-something, but then we started getting comeback done. I think we were leading. No, my bad. We were leading like 4-3, I believe. So it was pretty much like trading back and forth rounds.
What map was it?
It was Tuscan,
Tuscan. Oh, okay.
Tuscan S&D.
Yeah. So when you guys win, what was your reaction after you guys won? Like, were you guys
We
you
were
guys get
excited.
yeah, did you get hype?
Yeah, we got pretty hyped. Like we just like, oh my god, we beat an ex pro. This is phenomenal. Like let's go take this T60. Like we took the T64 spot.
Yeah.
Let's go on to 32. Come on, let's just keep it rolling. Keep the motivation, what is it? The vibes up. Just bring it into the next game so we could beat them and just keep going and keep going and keep going.
So it gave you guys just kind of like made
A
it get
boost.
yeah, a good boost, made you feel good. It made you guys it made all the work you've been putting in kind of worth it, right?
Yeah, very worth it.
And this is the problem that we're in as far as a Call of Duty community, because I'm gonna go out and say it, like from the evidence that I've seen that Doug put up, I don't see nothing in that. I've looked it over and over again, and we'll get into that clip here in a minute. But in my opinion, I don't see it. I don't see what when it first came up. I looked at it. I'm just like, what is this? It sound to
And
me. It looked like
that's what my teammate said too. He's like,
to me it looked like somebody reacted to the horrible sound from Vanguard. To me, because as a matter of fact, that what you did there, that reaction, I've done countless of times on every damn map because I don't know where the fuck I'm at. But that's just me, right? That's just me. That's just me.
yeah,
So the problem that we're in as a community right now is we have a situation like this. No offense to you guys, a couple unknown players put the time in, put the hours, make the grind that people like me and people who have been in the community for a while tell young players to do. Like I tell these guys, you want to win, you got to play more than everybody else. You want to win, you want to win, you got to stick together as a team, right?
yep,
When you get to a level of competing, everybody can shoot straight. At this level of competing, everybody can shoot straight, right? It's just
yes, sir.
there's things that you have to do as a team that will separate you from just the ordinary normal team who doesn't take it seriously to that next level. Now, when you get a team like you guys who from my understanding, you guys put the hours in. You did everything you were supposed to do, and everything you were supposed to do, the outcome was beating a team of well-known people. This is how, when you do these type of things, when you do them more than once, or even not even beating them, but just staying with them, just being able to be competitive against them. This is how you get known in the community. This is how you start building your stock up, right?
Yep.
Now, the unfortunate part of all this is that you guys did all that, right? You did that, your teammates did that. You accomplished something that will get you to the next level of tier of player. But the way the game is, the way Activision has given us these titles and the move to PC and the hacking accusations, the all that shit that comes with us moving to PC. Now we're to the point where a situation like this, there's doubt just because it's easier to say they were hacking. It's
Yeah.
easier to say they were cheating than just saying, "Oh, we just got beat by a bunch of nobodies." And and
Um,
and mind you, those well-known players, that's a pickup team. In my opinion, and if you get a good solid team will always have a chance of beating a team full of good players who are just a pickup team. No matter what game it is, basketball, football, fucking Call of Duty, whatever it is, a good team that sticks together will always have a chance of beating a team full of well-known players. It's just there's chemistry, camaraderie, there's different things that go into that. So you
it's
got
because of the relationship that you build with the team.
exactly.
That
So
too.
so
Everything. There's so much that goes into just building a team and stuff like that.
yeah,
You know.
so you guys did this, right?
Yeah.
Now, you guys beat them, you're excited, you're pumped. When does the bullshit start? Like was it right away, right after the fucking map was over, or what happens right after the map is over?
What happened right after the map was over? After my teammates and I were just like, we were happy, we were ready to go to the next round and everything like that, and then we have to get on. We have to get on the what is it?
Game battles?
The game battles live support, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
live support system. So we get a hold of the admin. The admin saying, "Hold on a minute, you guys can't advance," or something like that. You guys can't advance because the other team thinks you're cheating. And instantly in our heads, we're like, "Wait, what? Like that doesn't make any sense. Why would we be cheating?" Right? So after that, uh, after that whole ordeal with like not being able to say our side of the story to the admin, he basically just cuts off the chat, right? And then all of a sudden, my buddy, Roman, my teammate Roman, he says, "Holy shit, Viz, you're banned." I was like, "Wait, what?" And I instantly start, like tabbing out of my game, going up to, going through game battles, going through all my web browser and stuff to get to game battles. Get to game battles, and I see ineligible banned, and it says right there, "You have been banned for
Yeah.
this amount of time." And it low key broke my heart. So I was like, "Yeah, that's
So
you know."
they didn't even give you a chance to like say anything. You just got banned.
Yeah, didn't even give us a chance to say our side of the story or even provide proof or anything like that of the win or our case at all. They just cut off the chat and boom, there it is, banned. They just laid the ban hammer on me for no reason.
How long in between when the ref said hold up, wait, how long after that were you banned?
Okay, so right as he said, hold up, I didn't get banned just yet because I think they were looking over some kind of proof that Doug had, right? Which is the clip. Uh, they there was like a moment in between where it was like 30 to 40 minutes in between where we just heard absolute nothing, just silence from the admin. And we're like, dude, come on, like what's going on? We try to get a hold of the admin again, right? So we close down the chat and then reopen the chat, and she's still not saying anything. And then he out of nowhere just cuts off the chat. That's closes down the chat, and then I'm banned. So it was around 30 to 40 minutes that we didn't hear nothing.
So you guys are just waiting, like what the fuck's going on,
Yep.
and you're getting no response from it, but anybody, and all of a sudden you check your account and you're banned.
Yep. That's how it went.
Now, when you got banned, what was your next move? Like, what was the next thing you did?
Next thing I did was got on Twitter and I was like, wow, that game was just really banned me because, Censor has a bigger name than I do. And,
How,
the nobody beat a bigger name. And, it just is what it is at that point. They just got to, fix the problem at hand and get a bunch of proof to, provide to game battles that I'm not cheating.
how soon afterwards was the clip? Was the clip uploaded right away on Twitter? Did he put the clip out right away after you got banned?
The clip, yeah, yeah, he put it out like right away, but then he deleted it, and we luckily got the same clip off of my VOD. We saw, or my buddy Passion saw the clip, and he got it off of my personal VOD.
Yeah.
Um, and he viewed it to, or gave it to the public, and we were like commenting on it, saying this is the reason why I got banned, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And liked it, retweeted it, just get the word out there that there's nothing wrong with this clip at all. Like, there's no cheating in this clip. There's nothing wrong with this clip. So how did I get banned off of this one clip? You know?
So soon as okay, once that clip starts going viral, whatever you want to call it, on in the community. Um, I mean, how did your teammates react? Were they like, did they question you? Or like, dude, are you cheating? Or like,
No.
how did that reaction with them go?
The reaction with them, they're like, dude, like we're like actually going viral right here. What's going on here? Like, why is it why is it so known that off of this clip? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it so like what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for?
Were they just questioning the clip? Like, what this is what you
Yeah,
got?
yes.
This is what you guys have? Like, this is the proof
Yeah,
that you
this
guys
is
have?
this is the only proof that the other team had. Why is this clip getting our teammate banned? That was basically the reaction. That's the word I'm looking for.
So yeah, so that clip. I mean, when I seen it, I looked at it and I seen description of it, and what to me I saw nothing there. Like, I was confused on what the hell what this was. Um, explain the clip, okay? Now, what I guess the accusation is that you looked to the wall because you seen something in the wall or you saw through the wall. That's the what people are alleging, or that's what Center was alleging.
Basically, the
What
people.
what's your reason? Like, explain why did you look there? Did you hear something? What was the reason?
Okay, so basically, the people think I'm wall hacking, essentially, right? But no, that is very highly incorrect. I heard a sound cue to my left over by the tree, very slight sound cue, and then he started running into middle zig or middle L, whatever you guys want to call it, next to fire. And in that little alleyway, that's when I turned towards the wall to hear the sound cue and keep it in my left earphone right here. So I don't lose the sound cue, so I could give the proper comm to my teammates that he's running up right down middle map so they can get the trade, because I was going to push out. And at the same time I was pushing out, someone on my team was coming around the corner on their or our side of you. So as I pushed out middle, I didn't hear the comm from my teammate, or I didn't acknowledge the comm from my teammate that there was another one in well coming up through middle. I just was focusing on this one sound cue coming right up through middle zig, and I slid out and got shit on. But I
So
still heard the sound cue from middle.
yeah, so you were doing what pretty much, I mean, everybody. I don't even compete, but I mean, I do this shit in pubs all day. You hear something and you just kind of follow it with you're following the to either jump out at them, or or if you're competing like you guys, to call them out and give your teammates information. And so when you see that clip, did you automatically remember what that situation was?
Yes. Automatically, I already knew in my head. I was like, "Wow, this is the clip. Are you kidding me?" Like, I had a perfect explanation for it and everything. And Yeah, it got posted up, went viral, and here we are today.
So when now that goes crazy on the timeline. I mean, it's damn near everywhere. It was on the flank. It was on tactical rab. Was all over that shit.
Yep.
At this point, obviously, you're dealing. The person accusing you is probably, I mean, second or third most popular player in all of Call of Duty, right?
Yes.
So
Definitely a known name through the
yeah,
industry for
so
so many years.
so when that happens, you're immediately trying, and I seen it. This is why I even have you on here because I seen you, you know, defending yourself, right, or trying to defend yourself. Obviously, you're dealing with somebody with, does he have a lot of followers on Twitter, a huge
He has
following,
1.2 million.
a huge following on YouTube, right? So you're literally, it's literally you're fighting against an undefeatable object as far as social media, right?
Yes.
When you were out, and I seen you, you were tweeting like back and forth, people saying, "Hey, and this is why I even got you on here because, listen, we've seen the real hackers out there. We've seen the people who have actually cheated and this and that. There comes a point in time where they're defending themselves, and then they just realize, I can't talk my way out of this. I just
Yeah.
can't do it, right? And I'm watching your tweeting, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm like, even though the clip, I wasn't convinced with the clip. I'm sitting there. I'm like, well, if this kid really did it, he's gonna fold from the pressure. Like it's just too much, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just
Very
just
large amount of pressure.
you're
Yes.
yeah you're a young kid. It's just too much. So
Hmm.
I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there waiting for the twit longer. I'm waiting for the twit longer, and I'm waiting, and then I didn't see anything. I didn't see nothing out of you, and I'm seeing that you're staying pretty consistent. You're staying consistent with your story. You're not, trying to, spin it in different ways and blah blah blah. And I seen you were tweeting at the flank. You were tweeting at tactical rab, and I'm like, to me, I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, I'm convinced that that clip is shit, and this kid is doing things and acting in a way of someone that is genuinely not trying to hide anything, right?
Yeah.
So, explain that feeling of like, it's almost like you ever hear that concept of like, what if crazy people are actually the normal ones and they're trying to tell us something and we're like not listening? Imagine that feeling of like trying to like convince somebody of something and they just don't care, they're not listening to you.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the feeling you felt, like you're like telling all these people messaging you, DMing you, adding you on Twitter, and these are fans. These aren't even people involved in the situation. Most of them probably don't even compete. They're just fans, right?
Yeah.
They're accusing you. They're calling you names. At any point where you just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get off Twitter. I'm gonna go MIA. I'm not gonna compete anymore. It's over with.
No, definitely not. Never had an instance in my whole entire like 2 days that this has been going on. Never. I'm just gonna stay consistent and just keep moving forward, keeping my head up high and competing.
Now, how were your teammates? Like, are your teammates supporting you? Are they just like, bro, let's just stay off Twitter for a while? Or how are your teammates reacting? Like, are they 100% holding you up, or how are your teammates with this?
My teammates are right by my side. They're with me 100%. They even said like we're no matter what happens, we're with you always. I was like, you know what? I appreciate that, and I got my team by my side, and I'm strong.
So, have you had any other like contact with Censor as far as in the DMs privately or whatever?
Nope, just straight adding each other. That's pretty much it. Just going back and forth on the regular timeline of Twitter. Not no DM, nothing.
And I seen that he said he was gonna make a video or whatever of the of the situation. I mean, I if he is gonna make a video, I already. I mean, I already can kind of guess what he's gonna say. And did he? I seen that there was people giving you actual threats.
Yes.
did he ever like publicly ever go out and say, "Hey, you guys shouldn't be threatening him like that," or this is a it's a video game. It ain't. No one should be getting threatened of violence. Did he ever like go publicly with that or say anything like, "Hey, chill out"?
Nope. Nothing regarding that whole situation with the threats. He
Wow.
never went public at all. Didn't say anything. He was just silent.
Well, that's unfortunate because you think Doug would be
Public
someone
figure.
someone being yeah, being a public figure, someone with a little more I don't know, a little more morale to be like, yo, even let's say you were cheating, you don't deserve to die for cheating on in a fucking 2K cup, like regardless of the accusation or violence is just not. This shouldn't even be in
It shouldn't be
the
in the gaming world. It
no.
shouldn't even. It should like you use video games to get away. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Some people use it to get away. Some people use it just for entertainment wise. Some people use it for competitive wise. To prosper and move forward. And you got people like this, threatening and throwing out just bad things. Bad energy, and all this negativity and stuff.
So and I when I DM'd you or I text you I added you yesterday and I figured you weren't gonna get back right away because there's things people saying stuff and blah 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 and when you DM me today and I'm gonna say this and you probably don't want me to say it but you wanted to come on with somebody else, right?
Yes.
And we talked about that and that was kind of my another test of mine, like as far as me believing you, right?
Mhm.
Because I got where you're coming from. You were maybe a little nervous, maybe
Mhm.
maybe didn't want to just it is easier when you have somebody with you, right?
That yeah, that
Yeah,
like you could
exactly.
trust and stuff. Yeah.
But and what I told you in the DMs is I don't want that look for you because I know the first thing people are gonna say, especially in this fucking toxic community, first thing people are gonna say are, oh, he had to have someone come with him and talk for him, and no, this, to me, it would have looked like you were guilty and you needed backup, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna do this podcast with you and someone else. No, no, not trying to put bag on you or anything like that. But
Mhm.
it just because I want this episode, this podcast. This is for you to be able to show people like, yo, I'm not scared. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you guys my face. There's no hiding here. I'm not guilty of anything. And and you passed the test because I was expecting you to be like, you know what, man, no thanks, but no, I gave you explanation on why I think it was, I don't think you needed somebody with you, whether and you said you had a little bit of anxiety and you were nervous a little bit, and
Definitely.
I completely understand that, um, but you just getting in front of this and in front of people and them being able to see your face and talking, it's easy to tweet. That's easy.
Mhm.
To sit there with your little phone and that shit's easy. This is hard. Actually talking, like moving your fucking mouth and really defending yourself, this is hard. Because the more when you, if someone's lying or someone's holding something back, you're gonna slip up, right? And if you know
Yep.
you're gonna slip up, you probably won't want to do a thing like this, right? So I commend you. You didn't have to do this. I commend you in for coming on here and hey, we like I told you in Twitter, we're not the fucking flank, but I definitely got a couple thousand listeners, people who are involved in the community, people who compete. And I had people reach out to me and say, hey, you should have that guy in the podcast. We want to hear what what I mean, what he has to say. And to me, it's unfair on Center's part because he's attacking you and he's accusing you of something, and he knows. What do you got on what do you got on Twitter? Like a 600 followers, 700 followers, like
Just hit 7
yeah,
700 like 12 followers or something like that, and just real low followage. You know what I'm saying? Still building,
exactly. And
still
and
building.
and, and no, and that's all good. But no offense, but you tweeting him tweeting something and you replying, it's like you both are talking to he's talking to a huge amount, he's talking to the entire community, and you're like talking, you're trying to get to that point, but it's just getting lost in out of out of what he's saying. and
Yeah.
and that's unfair. That's unfair because, like I said, that clip that he put out, that evidence, that ain't it. If that's what you got and that's what you like he has as evidence, then shame on him for not doing some more investigating, some more digging, because that's just not it. You can't try to ruin somebody. And listen, a hacking accusation, especially in this community right now, that's I mean that's tough. That's tough. So from now for the next couple for the rest of the season, are you prepared for that moniker that people are gonna, well, he's a cheater, he's a hacker, and whenever you beat him, that's coming regardless.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely ready for it. Haters are gonna hate. They're forever gonna hate.
Yeah.
But those just fuel the fire, man. It keeps you going. The haters is what keeps you going every day. Every day you wake up, you think of those haters, and you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna do something big today. You know?
So I'm gonna give you a chance here to if let's say if you had Censor right now, you were able to talk to him face to face, man to man. What would you say to him as far as like the whole situation? What would you if I was Censor, what would you say to him?
If you were Censor, what would I say?
Yeah.
I'd say I'm very disappointed because I used to look up to Censor. I used to look up to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just you just disappointed me. You disappointed a good portion of your fans. You disappointed pretty much almost everybody in the community with what you did. Like no real evidence, no real, you know, proof, and this kid's automatically banned. Like this nobody, nobody is just banned. It's just phenomenal. But hey, man, it's whatever keeps you going.
Now, have you reached back out to game battles to try to like has there been any communication with them at all?
The only communication I have is through my teammates, and unfortunately, they can't release any information about the ban. It has to be between me and Game Battles. So what I did is I made the ticket because I can't go on live support because the ban doesn't allow you to do pretty much anything except for make a ticket. So I made the ticket, explained my side of the story, and I have no response. And that was about almost, let's say maybe 18 hours ago that I uploaded everything and was talking to Game Battles, and there's no response.
So right now your team's kind of shit out of luck right now.
Yes, pretty much.
Wow, that's crazy. That's unfortunate. And this is what I'm saying. Like it's just like you guys are up and comers, and this is the type of shit that the accusation of being a hacker, the accusation someone accusing somebody of hacking or cheating, like as a community, you really have to have your shit in order if you're gonna accuse somebody like this,
Yeah.
because this is the horror story that we talk about. What if you accuse somebody and they didn't do anything?
Well,
You're gonna punish them for just beating you, and
yeah,
this is where we're at right now. Now we have a young competitor who's been competing since BO3. Have you gone to LAN before?
I have.
Have you gone to locals and stuff like that?
Yeah, just locals in Cali.
So you're an actual competitor. You play to win.
Yes.
Now this is where we're at as a community. We have young players doing everything that we asked them to do. Grind your ass off. Compete. Play as much as possible. Right? Don't give a fuck about who you're playing next, even if they have a bigger name. Play them like you play everyone else. Doing all these things and beating someone like Censor, and their prize is to be called the hacker, to be called the cheater. Where
Yep.
where do we go? Like where do we go from that? Now, at any time, and this has happened. This has happened before. All right, where people have been accused and didn't do anything. There been people accused and they did do something. But it's mind blowing because I just don't see a fix for this. We had the same time you got accused, Tiny got accused.
Yep.
That's fucking Tiny. Tiny's been around the scene for how long? And
Very
he's
long time that if I can remember.
very long time. He's been a high level player for a very long time, and people were believing it just
Yeah.
because the person who accused him has a decent following, has maybe the same following he has, maybe bigger. So
It's because it all comes down. The root of the problem is PC. PC ruined Call of Duty forever.
exactly.
Because back when you were on console, you weren't hearing nothing about this. If someone beats you, they're just better. You just got to get better. That's just how it was back on console. But then we come over to PC, and literally you could be better than any pro that you could think of right now. You could be better than any of them, and then it automatically resorts to cheating. Not even just a pro. Either. You could go into like a $1 wager. A $1 wager. You throw your monitor cam up and everything, and you beat them. You take their dollar, and they're just like, oh man, they're cheating. And then they try to put you away, try to get dirt on you for no reason, just try to bring you down.
So has anybody else reached out to you with support, or has that just been a lot of hate?
It's been mostly supportive people. Uh, a good portion of the community really came to my side, and I really appreciate it with all my heart. But then there is that like half that was just like straight hate and like bad, like just a bunch of bad comments and stuff. Every time like yesterday, I woke up to like a couple bad comments. I'm not gonna say them, but it was pretty sinister.
Well, yeah, that's unfortunate. That I mean, and those are just fans. Those are Censor fans. Those are Duck fans.
Yep.
So you can't really put too much weight into that shit. Um, so so what's next? Like, what's the next move for you? Like, what do you have planned? If you're banned for the rest of the year or for the rest of the season, God forbid that's not the case. Hopefully that the people from Game Battles look into this some more. If that's the only proof or evidence that he has, then I don't understand why you still would be banned. Let's say you stay banned for the rest of the season. What's the next move?
Well, it's not just the season. According to the ban, it says I'm banned until I believe it was June something of 2049. So
Wait,
let's
what?
say let's
2049?
yeah 2049. I got banned until 2049. 2049.
Wow, I've never heard of
Yeah,
that.
it happened to me.
What kind,
But
what, what kind of pull does Censor have? Jesus Christ!
see, that's what I'm still trying to figure out here. And that's what I asked. Like, where's the proof? If this is the only sort of proof that he has, he must have a lot of pull in there. Because I swear, no one gets banned this hard. No one gets laid by the ban hammer this hard.
Wow, that's 2049. That's actually insane. I did not know that. That must have been I must have missed that. Holy shit. So I mean that's I guess you'll be back when you're what, 50, I guess?
Around that time, yeah. It's just like there's no point on doing the math right now, you
Yeah,
know.
wow, that's insane.
But let's say it doesn't go until 2049. Let's say they do lift the ban.
Yeah.
Right? They do lift the ban. I'm gonna keep competing and I'm gonna keep my head up high, like I said, with my team. My team knows I'm geared for this stuff. My
Yeah.
team knows that I'm gonna keep fighting for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep fighting for what's right and what's right for the community too. I think all the community should stand up too. That's another thing about this community that's very different from other communities like Valorant and stuff like that. This community nowadays is filled with a bunch of like soft people and they don't stand up and fight for what's right. And that's an issue. They just go by hearsay. If someone says you're cheating, let's say I say this guy's cheating over here, everybody's just gonna follow and stay in line with each other. No one's different in this community. Everybody is the same person, and that is a big issue with this Call of Duty community.
Now, as far as Doug, we'll see. I don't think he'll. To be honest with you, I think he's just gonna like stop talking about this, and I'll be surprised. And maybe he will make a video. Who knows? It's free money for him on YouTube if he does make a video. But would you ever be interested in like actually talking to him, like in like on Discord or whatever, and in that type of way?
Yes, I would love to get this resolved. If he I can go on a one-on-one, talk with him and get this resolved and see what the issue was, what like on his side, because there was no issue on our side. We were just, happy people to play one of the people that we used to look up to. You know, I want to see what went wrong on his side. Why he just thought today's the day I'm gonna ban these nobodies. You know, I want to know what was going through his head. I want to know what was going through his teammates' head. I want to know like everything.
I seen a clip of one of his teammates calling you guys nobodies. How did that come about? Like, did they just randomly start saying that, or were you guys arguing back and forth?
So what happened is we weren't in the game chat at all. We were only in the game chat on that text chat on the bottom right. No one was talking except for them. They got on the mic and they were just like, start the effing game, buddies, this and that. Like why would we how would we lose to you guys when you guys don't have a following base, stuff like that. Just throwing out words to try to get in our head for the next game. And then once we got in the next game, we slammed them against the wall with no remorse.
So and then I seen that clip of one of them saying, nobodies or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Now, did you talk to any of his team and any of Doug's teammates, or was it just Doug who was throwing those accusations?
It was just Doug as far as I know. But Littlefoot did say something to Passion before I left the lobby about the hacking stuff. So I'd have to talk to Passion more about that. But as far as I know, I'm pretty sure it was just Doug. But like I said, I don't know the answer to that question.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's unfortunate, man. This is a tough situation for you. For really, to be honest, this is no offense to you. It's kind of bigger than what people really understand.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you go down this road, and you know something like this happens where someone like you gets banned. I mean, for goddamn forever, 2049. If that's real.
That is.
Um,
It is.
it just makes it easier for this to happen again. That's all it does. And this is why I wanted to get you on this podcast. This is why it's 11:17 right now, and I'm talking with you because I wanted you to be able to tell your story and get out there and explain to people and show people that you got nothing to hide. You're not trying to, you know, you're not trying to back off from anything. You're a genuine guy who believes that he did nothing wrong. And
Hmm.
if we have situations like this where someone like Doug Censor Martin has that much pull, that much weight in the community, and can just damn near with the snap of a finger get you banned for that forever
Yeah.
over bullshit evidence, that's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Not even valid. Not even valid proof. That
That
wasn't even valid.
that and that's dangerous for everybody involved. You, Doug,
Exactly.
everybody, because it's easy to talk down on somebody when it comes to this type of situation when you're the one in the opposite direction. Now, people have to understand, put yourself in this kid's shoes where you didn't do anything wrong. You swear up and down you did nothing wrong. But it doesn't
Yep.
matter because the guy who's accusing you has a check mark on Twitter.
Exactly.
So that's it. You got
Just
you
because he has that check mark, it means the world to people. You know what I'm saying? That
and
check mark is just it's the god. It's the god of Call of Duty, the god of Valorant, it's the god of all these things.
and yeah, we're in a situation where we have to make a big deal out of this out of these type of things that happen, because if we don't, it just becomes a normal. It'll in the drop of a dime. Anytime somebody upsets a team, hey, you're a hacker. That's
Yep.
all you got to do. I got 30,000 followers on Twitter. You got 400. You're a hacker. Even if you're not, because I got the bigger following, everyone's gonna listen to me. Like
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
you just we cannot go down. That's a slippery slope that nobody wants to be a part of, and we can't be a part of it, especially in the state of Call of Duty right now. COD is in one of the worst states that I've ever witnessed in my career in COD. So the fact that we're letting the community go to shit the way it has, and then on top of that, we're piling this type of stuff on. Man, we're asking for this shit just to go away. That's what we're
Yeah.
asking for,
And this
and
is why a lot of people say Call of Duty is dead now because of stuff like this.
exactly, and it's just something that people like me, the other people who are in the community who listen right now, what I'm doing, no one else wants to do this. People, what the easiest thing for me to do would to be on Doug's side. That would be the easiest thing for me to do. To be on Doug's side, to be like, you know what, it's Doug, whatever, just leave it alone. He's right. This kid's wrong. But that's not if you're somebody with an actual like morals and understanding on how shit should go. If you see something wrong, you got to speak up, no matter who it is, no matter if it's against someone that's got a way bigger following than you. Got people love Doug. He's a lovable guy. All right,
Yeah, he's a good content creator. I
he's
can't even dispute that.
yeah, he's a good content creator. So you know, it would have been easy for me to just ignore this. But me, I just when I see shit like this happening, and I see somebody who doesn't have that platform to speak up for themselves, it's like all right, I got a platform. It's not big, but it's a platform. I'm gonna give you a chance to speak to me, speak to the community, and really get your voice out, and let people understand that hey, I'm just like you guys. I'm not cheating. I'm just trying to compete. My team did everything we're supposed to do. We grinded our asses off. We practiced our asses off, and we beat a good team. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
We beat a group of guys who are well known in the community. That shouldn't be. That should not be against the rules of Call of Duty. Like just because someone's got a bigger following than you doesn't mean that they should never beat you. That's not how it goes. That's not how it should go. In my
It was never
opinion,
like that before. Why is it like that now? Basically, is what you're trying to say right here.
exactly.
You
In
know,
my
and
opinion, Doug, you got beat by, no offense to you guys, by a bunch of nobodies. Those nobodies must have done something that entire week leading up to playing you that you didn't do, which was grind. You said it yourself. You played with 7 different teams in the last
in
7
7 different
days.
days.
What do you
Exactly.
think is gonna fucking happen? You're gonna lose to people who've been playing together for the last month, weeks, or whatever. That's the way it goes. Take the loss. It is what it is. And if you're a man of morals and a man that you claim to be, right? Make it right. That's all you gotta do. Make it right. And if you don't want to make it right, then live with that. And listen, in my opinion, this kid didn't cheat, did nothing wrong other than beat a well-known player. And if you as a fan or a supporter of Doug, you got a problem with that, then hey, you got to relook at what you're doing with life. Because if you're that involved with somebody that you're willing to not admit when they're wrong, and you're willing to just agree with them even when they're wrong, you got a fucking problem. That's a big problem, and I feel bad for you because listen, I'm fans of LeBron James. I completely disagree with all LeBron James political views, but I'm not. I would never say he's wrong when he's right. I would never say he's right when he's wrong. You just can't do that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
listen, guys, listen, man. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, bro. I hope this does some good for you. I hope people get to see your face and really get to see. I commend you for coming on here. You didn't have to do this. You could have ignored me. You could have ignored my DM. You could have ignored my at. Um, I think this will help with people actually seeing you, seeing that you're not trying to
Yeah.
hide, right? And and
Yeah.
and,
I'm
and
not trying to hide anything. I'm
ex-
here.
exactly. And this is what the whole point of this podcast was to really give you an opportunity to speak up for yourself and defend yourself and defend your character. And really, you're doing it for your team too because they're the ones who are going to suffer out of this just as much as you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
that's
Because not
unfortunate.
only are they losing a fourth, but they're also getting flack for the whole cheating stuff. You know, of them playing with cheater.
And that's unfortunate, man. But like I said, hopefully you can resolve this here in the next couple days, weeks, or whatever, however long it takes. At least not till damn 2049. Goddamn, that's ridiculous. Hopefully you can
Yeah.
figure it out before then. But listen, man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I hope you really take this and really take this fucking. This is a lesson. There's a lesson to be learned in here.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't do nothing wrong, now you get to see just how shitty some people are.
Oh yeah,
Right
definitely.
now you
There is
get,
one thing I do need to say to the community before leaving, though. I'll tell you that.
all right. Go ahead right now. This will be your closing remarks to the community. Go ahead.
This will be my closing remark to the community. Listen, before you say someone is cheating, and I know PC ruined COD and all that, before you even think someone is cheating, you need to do not only your research, but you also need to use your brain. Your brain is your best friend, okay? It is more powerful than your whole entire body. It is more powerful than anything in this whole world, okay? You guys need to open up your ears, open your mind to whatever is in the way, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is, okay? If someone says on your team that they're cheating, do your research and then use in-game logic, use real logic, just use your brain, please. Otherwise, all of this stuff that's happening to me, happening to Tiny, happening to, just anybody in the community, it'll just keep happening and keep happening and keep happening because everybody wants to fall in line like the rest of the community. Everybody wants to just continue to cure one thing and one thing only, and that's all they stick on. All of them just sticking around that one item and that one hearsay, whatever it is. That one video could be a clip, could be a remark that someone said. Everybody just sticks to that. Do your research for your mind.
All right, man. Appreciate that. It's a good point.
Yes, sir.
It's a good point. Listen, man. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on here. Hope this helps out. Hope we can figure this out. And you know what? Other than that, listen, you guys. I appreciate you guys listening. I think it's 11:30 right now where I'm at. I listen. I needed to do this tonight because I just felt like we need to get this out as soon as possible. Give this kid an opportunity to really speak up for himself and give him a platform to defend himself as a competitor, as a person. And I hope we did that today. Listen, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you drop a follow on Spotify, subscribe on iTunes, rate this on iTunes, comment on fucking what is it, YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, all this shit. You want to help the podcast? That's how you help. Do all those things, all right? Also, this episode is brought to you by Raise Energy, Rep Sports, Raise Energy, the best energy drink, period. All right, period. We'll talk about some shit we got going on with them. If you want to get a discount on Raise, go to repsports.com, use code 3KG. I think it's like 30%. 30%, motherfuckers. It's not 10%. 30%. You're getting the goddamn for free. You're half off. All right, use them, motherfucker. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll talk to you guys later. And we out. All right.
All right.